Live streaming is on.
Hello students, good afternoon everyone.
Good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, please kindly mute yourself so that we should start our discussion on Girish Karnad's Vatan. Now, those of you who were present in my class yesterday, we discussed about the great dramatist of contemporary Indian literary scene, and that is Girish Karnad, and his contribution, a great contribution to Indo-Indian literature. And therefore, now we discussed a number of things related to his writings, some of his dramas as well. Now today I am going to concentrate on the summary, the basic plot structure of this famous, very popular drama by Girish Karnad, and that is Vatan. Now, as I told you that it is a drama based on the 11th century Sanskrit text Katha Sarit Sagar, and later on, a book was also written by Thomas Mann. The retelling of the title of the book was The Retelling of Transposed Heads. So these are the true sources from which this drama has been composed by Girish Karnad. I have also told you that it has, it is a kind of path-breaking drama in Indian literary scene, because in this drama, Karnad has introduced certain, different things on stage. So now coming back to our discussion on the summary of Girish Karnad's Vatan. It is a play, as you all know, and this play is divided into two acts. So now we come to the discussion on Girish Karnad's Vatan. Now this Girish Karnad's Vatan, as I told you, that it is divided into two acts. Right? And the drama begins now not by introducing any particular kind of character and all. The drama begins with the, with the Vandana, you can say, of Lord Ganesh. In Indian life, we all, we pray to God, Lord Ganesh, before every beginning of any auspicious good thing, big thing. Why? Because it is a general assumption that Lord Ganesh is the creator of everything. We say Riddhi Siddhi ke Data. So because he is Riddhi Siddhi ke Data, it is believed that before any auspicious occasion, any big, activity, normally we do Ganesh. So Girish Karnad has done this, remarkable, significant thing we should call, by introducing Lord Ganesh in the beginning of the drama. And the drama begins with the prayer by 2-3 characters on the stage, actors on the stage, and they ask Lord Ganesha that we are praying to you, and it is our humble respect that this drama should be properly enacted. This venture should go on smoothly and so. And with this, the drama begins. So now it is a significant thing. Why have I used the word significant? Because normally we do not have this kind of beginning in a drama. We straight away introduce the characters or introduce the theme or something. But here we have this thing which was introduced by Girish. The second important thing is there is a character named Bhagavad. Bhagavad is actually the person who keeps on coming in and going out of the stage and making the move forward. So he is actually the narrator of the drama. And he is present every now and then narrating a number of incidents that have not been shown on a stage by Girish Karnad, but actually the narrator informs us that okay, this thing has happened and now the result is this. So as a part of action that is going on the stage, we have a number of happenings which have been narrated by Bhagavad, which do not occur, which do not happen on the stage. Right? So this is the two things we have in the beginning of the drama. Now, just after the prayer of Lord Ganesha on stage, the narrator is there, and suddenly he was about to tell something about the two major protagonists of the drama, but suddenly there is a very loud scream that comes from behind the stage. And 2-3 actors that were present on the stage, they run at the wings. They run behind the stage to see what has happened. And then they come with a person who is with the head of a horse, but having the body of a man and voice also of a man. So now we see that there is a man, now we see Hai means horse. Hai means horse, you can say Madan is water. So now here is a man who is having the head of a horse and the body of a man with a human voice. So he comes and he said that, when Bhagavad asks him, what happened to you? He says that I prayed to Goddess Kali and I asked her to, I worshipped her and I asked her to give me a good life and a good body. So she has given me the head of the horse and the body of the man. And now I have a human voice also. Now you can imagine that it is a human head and mouth speaking like a man. Here again, so now after this, Bhagavad says that okay, he starts narrating about these two. He's coming back to the main story now. So he introduces us to the two main male protagonists of the drama. One is Deva, and the second is Kapila. Now the story revolves around, the whole drama revolves around these two along with a girl or a woman named as Padmini. She is the heroine of the drama. So we have Padmini. Right? So what we have here, Bhagavad tells us that Devdutt has come to know a girl, extremely beautiful girl, very beautiful girl, and the name of the girl is Padmini, and he has become almost lovesick, and when Kapil and Devdutt are very close friends, very, very close friends. So Kapil comes to meet Devdutt and he finds that he is almost in a lost state. He's not behaving in a normal way. So he asks, what is the reason behind it? Kapil, to Devta tells Kapil that I am in love with Kapila, and therefore Kapil gets so disturbed to see Devta in this dancing position that he decides that okay, I'll go and find her and I take her to Devta. So he goes. He has no idea to where she lives. The only thing that Devta has told her is that she lives in a particular area or road. So he goes to each and every house, and then after searching for long, he finds in one house Padmini. And oh my God, as he sees Padmini, he fell head over heels in love with her. And but he keeps it to himself, and but he asked her about his friend Devda, and then we find that they are presented on stage as married. So the marriage is being performed off stage, and we come to know that Devda and Padmini are married. Okay, now here is another point related to this story that Devda and Kapila, although they are very close friends, yet they are two entirely different personalities. Devdutt was a very reserved kind of person, a scholarly person, and having some poetic qualities. And he was the name, it is referred that he is the son of a person called Vidyasagar, who was a teacher. So he has, probably Vidyasagar has never been presented on stage by Girish Karnad, but at the same time, the name of Vidyasagar is referred every now and then throughout the drama. Now, Devdutt is, as I told you, he's having poetic qualities, but he's also a very delicate physique. He's not a very well-built, strong man, handsome man. He was good-looking, and yet he was not having a very strong personality. As per his work, he was a poet having poetic qualities, so he used to write poems, and he was involved all the time in writing and reading and so on and so forth. Now, Kapila, on the contrary, as I said yesterday also, that he was a very fun-loving man and very handsome man, extremely handsome man with a very well-built, strong personality. Physically, he was extremely attractive. So now, and he had nothing to do with reading and writing. He was involved in all, physical activities and fun and all. Life for him was joy. The thing of joy. And here we find, so now Devdutt and Padmini are married. And somehow Devdutt has this feeling that whenever Kapil comes, he comes almost every day because he is very close friend of Devdutt and now Padmini also. All of them stay in a very friendly way now. Devdutt, Kapil and Padmini. But suddenly Devdutt develops this feeling that whenever Kapil comes, the behavior of Padmini changes. And he feels that probably she is fascinated by his looks because he is so handsome, and he started feeling kind of jealousy and envy for Kapil. And it is said that they plan a trip as they wanted to go somewhere, so they planned a picnic trip to somewhere. And the scene is such that Kapil was about to come at any moment with the cart, and Padmini and Devdutt says that you are giving extra attention to Kapila and your behavior changes. So he speaks about his fear that probably Padmini is drawn to the looks of Kapila and his personality. On this issue, Padmini and Devdutt had a very, they started fighting. And after the fighting, Padmini says that, okay, if you are feeling so, let us not go to the trip. I am not going to the trip so that there I will not meet Kapila. And she goes into another room. Suddenly, at the next moment, we find Kapila in the house with the cart, and he asks them, okay, now let's go. Devdutt says that Padmini is not well, so she is not going, so let us drop this idea of picnic. Kapil gets very disappointed because he thought that now what am I going to do for 3-4 days? Because almost a week, it was a planning for a week long trip. So what am I going to do during all this period? So he was a bit disappointed. And then they started talking about different things, and after some moments, suddenly we find Padmini coming from the room, and she says that okay, let us go for a trip. So she changes her mind, and it shocks Devdutt and Kapil also. They say, you were not well. So she says, no, I'm okay. It was a mild headache. I had taken medicine now. So in the process, we find that there was, now they started going for it. And in the beginning, when Kapil was telling about Padmini, he made a promise. And the promise was, he told Kapila, and at times Padmini also, that, he told Kapil in particular that, okay, if I marry, if Padmini agrees to marry me, and if we get married, I will, give my head to Lord Rudra's temple. And when on the trip they were moving, and suddenly there was a temple of goddess Kali. And after some distance, there is a temple of Lord Rudra. So now, as they crossed the goddess temple of goddess Kali, he was reminded of his vow, and therefore he said that I want to go to the temple of Lord Goddess Kali because I had promised and made a vow I want to visit that temple. Devdutt and Kapila and Padmini they didn't want to go to that temple, so there was a debate that they had, and after that, Devdutt goes to the temple of goddess Kali, and Kapil and Padmini went for a walk. And when Devdutt reaches the temple of when he goes inside the temple of goddess Kali, he thinks about his promise and he beheads himself and gives his head in front of Lord Goddess Kali. And after some time, some hours went by, Kapil and Padmini were waiting for Devdutt to come back. But as he couldn't, Kapil decides that, okay, I'll go and check where is he now. So as soon as he goes to the temple, he finds that he has already, killed himself, and his head was lying there on the feet of goddess Kali. We find that Kapila now thinks that people will think that because of me, Devdutt has killed himself. So he also, what people will think about me, and they will make stories about me and Padmini. So he kills himself. He cuts his head, and then Padmini was waiting. After some time, she thinks that, okay, now I will go and find out what these two are doing. So as soon as she goes there, she finds that both the men have their heads cut off, and now they are dead. Now look at the reaction given by Girish Karnad. It is very ironical that when Padmini goes there, she started thinking about and she started crying in front of Goddess Kali, and she says, what others will think about me, that because of me these two have killed, and how will I live my life? She's not bothered about the death of the two friends or the death of her husband. So it is she does not act, she has not been presented by Karnad in a typical traditional role of a wife. Normally the wife would have started thinking about, there is no sorrow in her expressions. And now she prays to Goddess Kali that you are the goddess of death and you can make anything happen. So tell me what to do. So she again, Goddess Kali has been presented as coming out, yawning, because it is now the time of the middle of the night. So she is yawning. She says, "You human beings, you are disturbing me. I was about to sleep. One came and then second came, and now you have come. So now, if you are praying, I can do one thing. You put the heads on their body and put my sword there, and they will be alive again." Now it is dark, and now it is a moment of excitement for Padmini naturally. So she became so excited, she put one head, put on the body of one, and put second hand and put on the body of the other, and we find now both of them became alive. But again, a funny moment was created on stage where we find that goddess has given, accepted the prayer of Padmini, but in her excitement, she exchanged the heads with one with another. So now what happens? Devadat is having his head on the body of Kapila, and Kapila, his head having the body of David. Now, it seems to be a funny situation, but actually it is not. On the superficial level, it appears as if it is a very funny scene, but it has now the complication is even far more deeper and greater. In the next scene, we find that they are in the home. Now, at that time when they were going on a trip, Padmini was pregnant. So now we come to find out that Devdutt and Padmini now started living together. Padmini was happy that now she has the improved version of Devdutt, because Devdutt was an intelligent man, scholarly person, but having the body was not very strong. Physically, he was not very attractive and strong. But now she has the improved version with the head of Devdutt, whom he loved, along with the body of Kapila, who had all the physical attractiveness. So now she was enjoying life with Padmini. We come to know that they had a son. Now one day, and Kapila started living in a forest. Now, gradually we find that after the son was born, they were living together. They went to a fair and they bought two dolls. Now see another twist, another introduction of objects on stage by Girish. Now we find that they bought two dolls, and the dolls were carried home, by Devdutt, who is having the body of very strong body of Kapil. So when he came to his house, the dolls were brought as a toy to the son. But they started when Padmini and Devdutt went away out of the stage. He also started now talking. And they started talking that this man, how harsh his hands were. He was pressing us like he was carrying us with such a, with so much of force, it was hurting us. And this man is not good. And they started talking about the behavior and activities of Padmini also. And then again they had a fight over, some time has gone by, and now, because of the mind, it is said that mind changes body. You see, another twist from the ground, it is believed that mind, whatever we think, we become. Right? So, mind changes body. So now they, after some time, although carrying the body of Kapila, now become, his body become weak and not strong enough. His skin became loose, and he came to the normal shape which he had physically of himself earlier before the exchange of bodies and head. Now Kapila, again we find, that he is, because again he was a very strong build, and it was probably built because of his mind. So he now has become as sturdy, as vigorous, and as strong as he was earlier. And Padmini one day decides to take the boy, her son, to the forest. So she goes into the forest and finds Kapila there. And then she found that he has become a very strong man as he was earlier, and he is as attractive as he was before. So she decided to, she stayed there in the forest with Kapila for several nights. And after some time, we find that David was worried about where she has gone, and he came searching for Padmini and his son. He finds that she is with Kapila, and therefore he becomes very angry and shocked to see them together. And now they have a very big fight. And then both of them are killed. They die. First Devdutt dies, and then Kapil thinks that now I should also die, so both of them die. And when she sees, Padmini sees that both of the males or both the men have already died, so now there is no point, my husband has also died, so she, she thinks that she should now go and die like a sati, so she also burns herself in the funeral pyre. Now again, we get back to, we are taken on stage, and with the medium of Bhagavad, we come to know that it is, the sun is there, now the dolls are there, and now they are talking to each other, what have they done? And the drama again ends with the note by Bhagavad, where we find that he was telling that all this has happened because of the idea of incompleteness in our mindset. We are all incomplete in one way or the other. Although I am going to discuss it all in my next lecture tomorrow, but at the same time, we are suddenly told that boy is there. Now the boy was taken to the grandfather Vidyasagar, the father of Devdutt, And suddenly we find the man, Haivagan, the man who was having a horse head and human voice and body. He comes on stage, and the son of Dev and Dev and Haivagan, they both of them started talking to each other, and suddenly he says that I went to goddess Kali, I worshipped her, and she said that now you will be completely person. Now he is a changed person. Now he is, earlier he was having the head of the horse and human body. Now because of the because of the blessing of goddess Kali, now he is completely in horse, but having human voice still. So he is now worried. He says that what has happened to me? I prayed goddess Kali to make me human being. I wanted to change my head, which was a horse. So now she has changed me into a horse. She said that okay, why to become a human being? You become a horse. So she has made me a horse, but with the human sound, voice. So the boys smiled and they started playing together. And the boy says, don't think about your problem, you start laughing. So as he started laughing, we find that he started, the voice changed and he started in a winning voice. Started laughing in a winning voice. So with this again, we find that Lord Ganesha comes on stage and it is informed to us, and all characters come on stage and they pray to God, thank God that okay, because of you our drama has been successful and we have been able to perform this drama. And with this note, with the prayer of Lord Ganesha again and thanksgiving to Lord Ganesha again by all the actors on stage, including Bhagavad, we find that this drama comes to an end. So this was primarily, basically the summary of this wonderful drama, a very innovative, a new kind of drama that we come across by Girish Karnad, and he has been experimental all through his writings. In all of his dramas, you will come across such kind of experimentation, but it does speak about some serious aspects related to life. One such thing is, in the beginning, Haivadan, the person with horse head comes and he says, look what goddess has done to me. And then it speaks about one of the major themes that we come across in the drama, and that was the theme of incompleteness. And which is very serious one in itself. Why? Because human beings are incomplete. We say that no one is perfect in this world. No one is perfect. There is some feeling, something that makes us incomplete. By incomplete, that you can lead it to other meanings. That by incomplete, we can interpret it as incompleteness, physical incompleteness. You can say that it is some kind of weakness that we have. We can say that there is something that is more, something more that is desired out of life, out of our being, out of our activities, out of our, the kinds of life that we lead and so on. And similarly, it also speaks about incompleteness of life in general. Nothing is perfect in life. You take humans, there is a sense of incompleteness. You take animals, there is some kind of incompleteness. Even in gods, There is a subtle, hint at that also given by Karnad that even gods are not completely perfect, entirely perfect, full of perfect. So that sense of incompleteness is there also. There is a famous song I can, I'm reminded of that. Thoda hai, thode ki zarurat hai. Right? So that also speaks about the feeling of incompleteness. And it is always there. You do one thing or another, you get one thing or another, or there is always some scope for improvement. There is some scope for to get something. We all say that to get we are doing all this to get something more out of life, and they all lead to the basic idea of incompleteness. Why do you want more? Why do you think of something more? Why do you aspire for something more? If we have two cars, we want the third one. We want updated version of everything nowadays. So that is also because there is, incompleteness leads to some feeling of dissatisfaction. Incompleteness leads to some feeling of, imperfection, which for which we want to make improvement. We want to improvise. Everything is not, we are not satisfied with what we have. We are not satisfied with our own beings. We are not satisfied with our situations. We are not satisfied with the kind of life we lead. And this is all Karnad wants to communicate, through the medium of this incompleteness of Hyderabad. Similarly, the transposing of heads. Padmini was very happy initially to get the head of Devdutt and the body of Kapil. But later on, after some time, they again started fighting. Because the mind remains the same. And things change over a period of time. So these are all the basic ideas which Karnad has given, and I have already given you a summary of this drama. All of you, my dear students, if you have any questions to make, you can very well ask me here and now. Any queries?
Ma'am, when you said we are not satisfied, I mean everyone is unsatisfied, like incomplete. So when Devdutt got two boats, was he unsatisfied then also?
No, when I said that we are not satisfied, by this I mean that what Karnad is trying to communicate. He is trying to say that there is always a feeling of incompleteness. Now, what does this mean? It speaks that we feel that we are incomplete because we are not, that indicates that we are not satisfied with us. I like your question, my dear. The thing is that I'm not saying that we should be satisfied with ourselves, with our situation, with our own life. Because if you are satisfied, you will not do any effort to improve yourself. So dissatisfaction, if you take it in a positive way, it leads to continuous, efforts to improve ourselves. If we are satisfied with, okay, I have done BA second year, I am satisfied. Why to go for BA final? Isn't it? You are here in BA final year studying Girish, Karnad and other authors simply because you want to, grow in a better way. You want to, progress. And this, by dissatisfaction, I mean that we want something more. When I gave you this example, थोड़ा है थोड़े की जरूरत है. So this थोड़े की जरूरत है, इसी के लिए हम काम करते हैं. We do all other activities. Otherwise, we would have satisfied that okay, I have a house, I have food to eat, I have clothes to cover myself, so I should be happy now. But will it be life of a sensible human being. If you are a sensible human being, you want to aspire for more. You know, when I say that we are dissatisfied, there is a feeling of incompleteness. I'm speaking it in the context of the drama only. But if you go and take it to life in general, dissatisfaction is good for certain things. If you are satisfied with life, you will stay where you are. You will stop doing any activity. You will stop reading anything. You will not do anything. But you will become stagnant. You will stay there only where you are. But we have to progress. If we are here on this earth, if we are leading this life, we have to keep ourselves updated, move with the times, do as much of activities as possible. And my suggestion through the medium of this drama and the question, intelligent question that you have made, my advice to you all is always be ready for hard work. Do hard work and you will grow. Do hard work and you will progress. And do hard work and you will feel satisfied. Don't follow the shortcuts. Don't go for shortcuts. Life is here. We are so blessed to have human life. And if we have a working mind, active mind, why not do something more? Get something more out of life. But at the same time, my idea is, my opinion in this context is that whatever you do for the positive benefit of others, be positive, do everything in a positive way, and lead a very, very positive life. Never think negative for anyone. This is my request to you all. The world needs it today. So I think I should stop here. Tomorrow we will discuss more questions and various other aspects of Girish Karnad's Hayavadal. And probably I think it will be the last discussion on Karnad's Hayavadal. Thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye, all of you.